host, so what they already do, they host all of our records from the land documents and all of the commissioner records. So all of the old commissioner books and then anything up to current. So basically what this is doing is just adding the current minutes onto their website so that they host that, and you'll probably see these trickled throughout the year as we get those commissioner minutes up, but this will get us up to date with all of our commissioner minutes on the research site.
Is this something we don't do ourselves or can't do ourselves?
So because they host all of our documents, they host the site.
So this is just an additional contract?
It's just an additional contract for them to load them up there. It's for them to load them on there and then to host it. I think if you can see, it's like $9 to increase the annual fee.
Yeah, I saw it was like pittance.
It's very minimal.
Okay.
Once everything's up there, then it is, we'll continue to have additional costs for the commissioner minutes, obviously, because we continue to have our meetings. All of my documents that are in my office, all of our land records, we just do the hosting fee every year because they're all done now, so.
I move we approve item 18 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, Kayla. Item 9, county budget.
All right, Madam Chair and Commissioners, it's budget time.
No, it's not.
No. And as you all know, the legislature is just getting ready to be done regarding property taxes. It looks like the bill for the 25%.
1.3, 1.4?
Tracy is out today. I will get with her and with Chelsea and we'll get some hard numbers as to what that looks like, but I'm asking you for your budget directives so that I can send a memo out to all the department heads and elected officials so that they can get their budgets submitted to my office by May. But I'm asking for you guys what you would like me to put in the memo to all of the department heads for this budget cycle.
That's a good question.
It's
a wonderful
Really good question.
Because we have gone just previously, that you probably know, but we have gone just flat budgeting, and then with any additional stuff to bring a 2 or 3 sentence item that says, hey, this is why we need a bond. But in light of the 25%, I'm not sure when the governor either signs or vetoes when that day is up. 10 days, I think, if he doesn't sign, then it goes into law. I wonder if there'll be challenges, because constitutionally, everybody should be taxed equitably, and I don't know that does that. When you cut it off at $1 million. Can you give us 10 days?
That's what I was
until
going
we
to add. That
figure
was
out
perfect.
what-
So I think we need.
And what we can do too, so I look at the statute. I have to get my budget. I have to ask you to request it. So yes, you guys can give me give some time, and we could maybe at the next. Look at that statute. I'm pretty sure we're okay. My other thought is we can say flatline right now, and if you guys have to come back and say everybody needs to cut X amount of percentage out of their budget, we can do that too. There's nothing saying.
Well, that gives everybody an
back.
opportunity to work on it a little bit.
Yeah, it doesn't say that we can't come back. I should have looked at that. I have to pull that.
Do you know which one it is?
No.
Okay.
If Tracy was here, she probably would. I can probably look at my memo real quick, but I've got it kind of ready.
So 1.3 million is approximately 5% of the county's current budget. So I guess with that in mind.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna feel, obviously we're not gonna feel it this year, we're gonna feel it next year.
Yeah.
But I would like to say conservatively, I would rather cut some this year and cut some next year. I don't wanna have to cut it all next year and go, oh, we're in a pickle. I would rather be very, very lean and
Adjust
cut,
quickly and
adjust
yeah.
now, and then if it
Yes.
means we don't have to adjust as much next year, I would feel much better about that. I just don't know what percentage you guys want us to look at. And you could just say, look at cutting this, like what would it look like to cut 5% out of your budget? Where would you take that? you know, and ask every department, say, where would you take that from your budget? What does that look like for your budget? Some departments may not be able to cut 5% because that might mean people. And I personally will do everything in my power to do anything in my budget other than people.
Well, I mean, point to Rob, and I asked, he and I have had a conversation. Well, if you remove one person from his staff, then he's got one extra piece of equipment sitting there doing
Then he
nothing.
can't
Or if you get rid of the piece of equipment, then, so it's all paired up. And I think his department's probably taken as much of a hit and be
It
able
took
to.
huge hits
Yeah,
in the
and
past.
be able to provide I would call them bare essential services.
There's
to
a
the
lot of
county.
departments that haven't come back from 17, haven't
Yeah.
hired back people.
So I don't know if we need to look at department pooling, or I think you guys probably already would cooperate in that regard anyways.
We do what we have to do to keep our people.
Because I think the assessor is also gonna need some additional folks temporarily to reclassify some property types based on the verbiage.
Yeah.
So in that regard, and I know there's been looking at office space consolidation, and looking where any spare facilities are, so.
Yeah, I think that legislation has consequences, and I think that people telling us what those consequences are so that the populace can understand this is what it looks like, and if it gets worse than that, then this is a person, or this is a sheriff, or this is fire response, or this is snow plowing of a road that's way out of town. That we have to make that connection.
I agree.
Because I don't believe people have made that connection.
Services are equal to
Yep,
funds.
yep.
I don't know, I'm okay with the waiting 10 days and
Yep.
just to.
Let's have everybody look at, you know,
Do you want everybody to look at like 5% what that would look like in
Yeah.
their
Do their
budget?
flat
Nobody's
line
gonna
and
be
look at
submitting their
5%.
budgets today, so it's
Right.
not like, I just like to be able to send the budget directive out so that people can start thinking about
Can
it.
we also include what Bailey's doing with what we need for structure and space? If there's a cost savings to a different building type or location. I finally went up on the 4th floor the other day because I hadn't been up to Circuit Court in a while and noticed why there's no space on the 4th floor anymore. I didn't realize they had an additional courtroom up there now.
That's been up there forever and ever.
Yeah.
That
You
little
can't
tiny
say
one.
that. I was up there when the jail was up there. That
Oh,
was the bullpen.
It's been up there
Long
for
time
at
ago.
least the last 10 years. if
Okay.
not more.
yeah, at least.
I will tell you, I got rid of Matthew Shepard evidence when that trial concluded up in that jail
Did you?
back in '01.
I was gonna say, that was a long
Yeah.
time ago, I was
Yes.
in high school.
I do remember trying to get all the levers to work to get the dang doors open, so yes.
I mean, I was just, that's been there
Yes.
for as long as I remember
But yeah,
practicing.
okay.
Yeah, whatever you and Tracy feel like, if that law goes into order, whatever that percentage is,
Okay,
I would like people to start working on that,
Yeah.
because we have to start working on it.
I know. I would rather start working on it sooner.
Departments have to have their budget requests submitted by May 1st.
Okay.
And I have to just request the budget directive from the commissioners
Yep, I was looking.
by this
I
date.
haven't gotten that far.
Yeah, so we're okay. I mean,
You've
I
requested.
think I've requested it, that doesn't mean you guys have given it to me, so,
Oh, I thought we just did.
well, you did, I mean, but if you wanna wait a little bit and we can, that's the hard thing is, you kinda have to wait for things to fall into place and we don't know what that looks like yet, so it's a little hard to do that without knowing
Where it actually is.
where it actually is gonna fall,
Yeah,
so.
and I don't know, I'm assuming there's gonna be an additional spending cut on some other bills that we haven't quite enumerated, just because the veterans exemptions, not everything, we kinda have to wait for everything to be pressed into law before we have a final number.
Because, you know, our county has done, you know, the property tax refund program. If people are gonna be getting a 25% reduction, it's not cost effective for the county then to do a refund program, you know, so I mean, I think we have to look at a lot of those
Yep.
things, where there'll also be cost savings, because that won't be in the budget, but, you know, things can even out, but. If you would like me just to look at a 5% right now, what that would look like, if we all can just look at our own budgets and say where can, or maybe just say, everybody needs to look at their budgets and look at where we can cut.
Yeah.
where we can cut the
If
fat in our
if there's
budget.
an immediate consolidation that can occur,
What can you do
Yes.
within your budgets? Okay, we'll just do that.
yeah, and Commissioner Gosar nailed it, it might be a legal challenge because the senator from Teton County made the comment that this is laughable, it's only $1 million.
But for us,
I
that's,
know, for us, yeah,
that's a
but
lot.
We haven't
Teton
had
County
that
collects an
laughable.
awful lot of property taxes for the 80% of us that
I
don't,
know.
yes.
I mean,
So,
thank goodness for them, but you know,
yeah,
Well, I think there's, what, 5 or 7 counties that property taxes have gone down since 2019?
yeah.
So not only are they dealing with less money, but now they're dealing with
now they're
25%
definitely
less money.
less, yeah.
Or less, so, yeah.
Okay. I will draft something and send it out, just to have everybody look at their budgets and where we can cut within each individual budget. Perfect, thank you.